Cheers, y'all. More dangerous criminal advisory podcast. Your boy, Sam
Boy next door, the dude from school to jerky at work. Patty!
Yeah, shout out to Merciless Guy Maker. Shout out to E-Class. Shout out to P5. Shout out to K Digital. Shout out to Sid. Shout out to Welch. Shout out to my man Jay in the background who came through and kicked it with us today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't figure nobody, right?
No,
my voice is kind of like hoarse. I've been, going out a couple of past days and, voice is all fucked up. How was y'all weekend and shit? Y'all weekend is good and all that? I said I'm going to start doing that more often.
Yeah.
You feel me? And, start off like how was y'all guys' weekends and days and months and hours and minutes and seconds.
Do the recap. Yeah, we did the fight. Did a little fight party, Joel, last night. Made some rounds at a couple of events that had some free goddamn entry. That was the main focus. Huh?
Who fought last night?
I'll tell you later on in the segments that I'm gonna do. The other stuff, just chilling, being there, doing like regular stuff like that, man.
Oh, shout out to Duke, man. Duke, y'all saw that game?
Yes.
I mean, I know they ain't seen it. You saw it?
Yeah. I saw pieces of it. I want to watch the whole thing. I ain't get to watch the.
I watched the whole fucking game.
You watched the whole game?
Yeah,
that Duke is my squad. Who you like? Chapel Hill.
I like Duke.
You like Duke too?
Yeah.
See, man, that's what I'm
Duke.
talking about.
You know what I'm
Niggas got sense, man. Wow. Anybody that want to progress in the world, niggas that want to progress in the world, I feel like they like Duke. I feel like niggas that just want to still be niggas, they like Carolina. I don't know. It's like Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. It's two types of niggas.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not into sports, so I really wouldn't know anything
I know
that, but if you say so, I'll start paying attention.
You into sports, you just don't know it.
I'm saying you gotta start watching sports, man. The sports is very calm and very relaxing. You learn a lot of things with sports.
My things that I like to do are relaxing. Watching sports is not something that I like to do.
You want me to tell you why I don't like sports?
And I think I'm setting my ways, so I'm not gonna
That's why right there.
Because but you're not gonna give me to like sports.
Women don't like team sports. They don't like I gotta work with all y'all bitches. No. They don't like
That's not true at all. That has
the
nothing
bitches
to do with, right. First of all, stop putting everybody in a category.
Yo, you don't like sports.
Second of all, I don't like sports because it's not interesting to me. I'm not an athlete. I don't play sports myself.
Sports.
I think you have to have some interest in it. Yeah, you have to have
I have no interest. Only interest that I have is that it's men and some of them be fine as hell.
Have you ever met a professional basketball NBA player or NFL player?
Have I ever met
in person? Yeah. Like in person? Who'd you meet?
I met what's his name, the Tolbert guy. That's my line sister's best friend.
Tolbert, who's that?
Yeah, he's a fullback. Yeah, he's not really impressive. Let's see.
My good friend is Thomas Davis. She's married to Thomas Davis, so I hung around him. He's a nice guy. I like the players individually.
Yeah, and you see him.
I like what they do, but they ain't got nothing to do. I don't want to see his ass play. But I like what he do more off the field than what he do on the field.
Wait, so you see him in person and all his big, how big he is, and then imagining him with helmet, shoulder pads on it. Imagine him running fast, hitting. That didn't like what he did for a living didn't appeal to.
No, who the fuck is? Who cares?
Do you understand how? Okay, so being a non-athlete,
like being a dead horse. We're not going to get
right. If you're a non-athlete, you can't appreciate that people can do things way past your capability.
That's like I'm into ballet. Like, would you ever see Misty Copeland perform? Like, I would love to. I would sit there and watch 3 hours of Misty Copeland perform.
And that's outside of my realm. That's something that I can't do. And
that's relaxing.
I can watch that.
I love
y'all watch ballet.
I love play.
Will you watch ballet?
I'll sit and watch.
Ballet. Yeah, I went to like a play before, like. Now I'm not saying I'm gonna watch it consistently, but I
like to go see it live. Like that's something I'm interested in. So sports, that's not something I'm interested in. Sitting through a game.
Stop trying to make us like sports.
It's not gonna
anyway.
Stop trying to make it.
It's an awareness thing,
Stop trying to make that work.
Now we gotta like have a NoAdvisory game, not a game night per se, where just actual games, watching a game. I have to do that.
No, because we tried that already. Remember the last meeting we were at, it was some football game or basketball game. Elliot was there.
No,
that y'all was trying to talk about, nigga, we ain't doing that.
No, but see, it wasn't arranged around the basketball game. We just happened to have a basketball game.
As long as it's food, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. And drinks, I'll stay.
Right.
And we sit on this. I didn't even find out how your weekend was.
It's your turn. Go ahead. We'll just go around in a second.
It was really good. As y'all know, I just moved into my place, so I'm just kind of trying to get things situated. And my baby was not feeling good. The freaking flu. He's better now. About to go back to school after the whole week off.
Okay.
Had the whole week off?
I mean, the flu takes a little while.
And then Friday, they ain't go to school anyway because it was a tornado.
For what?
Let's talk about that. That shit was real. That shit was actually real.
It was one in Belmont, Gastonia, and Concord.
There was one down south of Uptown. Because I was uptown and
I work uptown.
We on the 21st floor, and I saw somebody leaned on the lights at some point, whatever, and the lights went dim, and so everybody said, "Oh, the power went off." And then after that, everybody looked outside. I looked outside,
it was
and
dark.
I had never seen it be that dark, and you could see how fast the wind was moving because it was carrying water.
Right.
It was carrying some of the water that was it, and the water was going by the motherfucking windows, and the windows was twerking. I said, windows ain't supposed to twerk, nigga.
I got my
Nigga was woo. I ran
something.
down 20 flights of stairs. Everything was, of course, everything was copacetic. What, like 30, 40 minutes later, an hour later, whatever the case may be. But that shit was scary. Like, and the tornado somebody had a picture. I got a picture of the tornado that hit South Side. Like, it was a real ass tornado.
Well, yeah, they swiftly canceled school, so yeah.
And I didn't find out until I was 10 minutes from my child's school.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
so
What you mean?
Yeah, they did send those texts, man.
You was headed to school.
I was taking her too, so her daycare follows CMS schedule. And they didn't tell me until 8:18, and I was gonna be at work at 8:30.
So we had an F0 tornado. That's what we had.
What's that mean?
F0.
What does that mean?
That's what it is.
That's what it's called.
It denotes the wind speed.
Oh, okay.
Because people think tornadoes, they think the swirly shit.
It's not always.
Wind speed.
Yeah.
No. It was
No,
a
this
swirly
was an
thing.
actual twister.
It was a
It
swirly
wasn't
thing.
actual.
But we got a lot of
It was
places
uptown.
got
It was quick.
Uptown.
a lot of places just got the effect of the wind. They didn't actually get the eye of the actual tornado.
Right.
Because it's so hard to gain mass when you got all these buildings, all these hills and stuff like that. It breaks up.
Shout out to New York. That's why I like living in New York.
Yes,
but it's an island. Well, Manhattan is an island.
You
So
ain't gotta
that's
worry
really not
about
any better.
Yeah, you got
But
terrorists
living
in
on
New York.
top
I
of
don't
each
want to.
other
That's
in
not an
those type of
alternative.
situations is not healthy. The energy in those buildings, my God, I can only imagine. That's why a lot of New Yorkers are angry.
Yeah.
Shout out to New York. I'm
I
not
think that
angry.
we're angry.
You are angry. I brought in some food for her. She's like, fuck, I don't fuck
He
that
just
fuck ass
didn't want
dip,
the.
nigga.
I don't think that's angry.
I don't think y'all are angry, but a lot of New Yorkers are angry. At least the movies I've seen. All right.
Movies, I'm not doing this.
Okay. All right,
We're not doing it.
Sha, how was your weekend, Sha?
Moving on, yes, my weekend started off very irritating because, like I said, school was closed and I did not find out until 10 minutes before, so that pissed me off. But it was still a good Friday with my daughter. I got to go to work Friday evening. Yesterday, I went to a full moon gathering.
What?
A full moon gathering. It's a full moon ritual that you do. You know, whenever it's a full or new moon, those are times of high intentions and just good vibrations and things, you know. So it's at Musa Moon. Musa Moon is a shop downtown. It's like an apothecary kind of. She's a spiritual healer, and she sells like sage or crystals and all of that. And she does these gatherings anytime it's the full and new moon. She does it every month.
Oh, wow.
I think I saw that on your Facebook.
What day?
Yeah.
What day? Tell the listeners. What
It's whenever the full moon
wow.
or the new moon is. So you just have to watch your calendars.
Okay.
I went one time last year, and I haven't gone back since just because of my schedule and things. But I was gonna go to Duval show last night was the plan. But then I saw her post this, and I said I've seen Duval twice.
Where was Duval at last night?
He was at Night Theater.
Night.
He was at Night Theater. So that full moon gathering was awesome. You know, just
Yeah. How did you find out about the Duval gathering?
About Lil Duval?
Yeah, all of his.
Well, I follow him on Instagram.
Instagram.
So yeah, that's how I knew that he was coming to Charlotte.
I thought you were ask about the food.
I thought that's what you were asking my food, right?
Shout out to Duval.
Yeah. But no, you can do your own full moon gatherings. You don't have to go and, you know, you can just look it up and find your own rituals and things that you do. But here we journaled and just had a little conversation, you know, about things that we're struggling with and letting go and releasing and welcoming and all that. It was awesome.
That's
so. That was it.
That was good. I like that. That's all right.
That's the type of shit that you need to be on.
Wait, before we get to hot topic, I want to talk about. I was watching this Texas A&M game in
Basketball,
Mississippi
right?
State, college basketball, the women. Like, why the fuck these girls out there with their full fingernails
on the basketball court?
On the basketball court.
They probably could still play with it.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Let me check that score.
That's stupid.
I'm sorry, that was just some off the topic shit.
How is it if they can still play with it, if it's comfortable for them and it's not bothering
Yeah,
you?
was it like affecting the game?
No, if it's not, then what's the problem?
Versus.
That's funny you say that because I'm
It
not
is,
seeing that. Like I used to cheerlead in high school. I just remember the girls no nails,
Yeah,
like
look like
makeup.
boys.
So for me to see that, I actually appreciate that.
Right, and you can still be
There's a girl like
right. I can still be a lady, still look gorgeous, and play what I love to play. That's dope.
I think so too.
Nah, I just don't think that's appropriate. Like, you
What's the problem?
Cause like,
Did something
it's
happen?
basketball.
So what
Anybody
it-
got injured?
No. What it is I think what he's saying is like
Let me see.
you are undeniably hindering yourself. Now, the measure in which, the degree in which each person is hindered by that is different to each person. But
Or
you
they
can't,
could be hindered, not at all. But go ahead.
But that's highly unlikely. It would be like you give yourself less of an advantage. The more things that you add to yourself when you are playing sports, the more weight, the more obstacles you have to overcome when it comes to doing anything.
Wait, let him finish. Hold on, let him finish.
How are you yelling? You don't
Let
even
him
play
finish.
sports.
But as an observer, can I just say
As an
this?
observer?
I think women.
You're an observer.
No,
an
I
observer.
play sports.
You play sports, but you don't play sports.
I
for
play
real.
basketball.
Hold on a second. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to stop yelling. I'm sorry. We're going to calm down one at a
I
time.
play sports professionally.
I played
But he has
sports
played sports.
professionally
He
on
played
higher
in college and all
levels.
that. But you never played sports in nails or jewelry because
Yeah.
that's not, y'all don't do that in men's sports, right?
Yeah.
So how can you speak for someone else who can do those things?
Because you know what it calls for. You know what the game calls for. And so when you put that
Why
thing,
even bring that up? My bad.
yeah, I mean,
What's
you
the
know,
score?
It's just
They actually won though.
No,
Exactly.
No, can I just say
The
something?
girls that had on the nails and shit. So
Can I
fuck
just
you.
add that? Can I, no,
Point made.
no, can I just add to that? In the times of women trying to make
What do you call this?
who has
in
Who's
the
that?
times
Who's
of
that?
women,
Is that Kobe?
in the times
Is that
of
Kobe?
women, the times
Shut
of
the
women,
fuck up.
the times of women trying to make, the times of women trying to make y'all
That
feel
was just ad
comfortable.
libs. I'm not yelling. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the times of women to make y'all feel comfortable just because y'all don't
No, I
enjoy
don't care
seeing
about
that
that.
in
No, I
y'all's
don't care about
basketball.
that. No.
That doesn't take away
I
from
don't
these
care about
women being able to be women on the court.
No.
Because
Come on,
at the end of
I
the
don't
day,
care
when
about
they
that.
leave the court, they're putting those lashes on, they're putting their nails
Come
done,
on, sis.
and they won the game nonetheless. But
Come on,
even if
sis.
they had lost the game, them being women on the court does not take away. It just makes y'all uncomfortable.
No, it's not.
And that's
No, it's
not why they
No, we're
should not
uncomfortable.
do it.
I don't
I think if I
I'm
saw that
uncomfortable
as a girl growing up, that may have made me more sports inclined.
Right, like I
always
always
thought like
You
I
would have
would've
got
given
your
her-
ass bust
I would've-
with them
you don't know
lashes
that.
and them nails.
I don't
You would have
see-
got your
Shout out
ass
to the
bust
girls that wanted
by
the
that
lashes
tomboy
and the nails
named
on.
Jessica, who
Shout
don't
out
wear
to the
none of that,
guys.
would have bust
Shout
your
out
ass
to the guys who didn't make it to the professional level that these ladies in the lashes and shit might make.
Come on, bitch. I love that. That's the word. That's the
I'm
word.
just
Shout out to
saying.
the girls who look like men who didn't make it to the level that they make it.
What did they have to?
Shout
That
out
don't have
to those
anything to do with
girls.
anything.
It does. It's women.
But nonetheless, shout out
You
to
can't
it
compare
was
to us. Y'all can't.
Yeah,
Y'all,
no.
An all-star team and y'all couldn't beat a male team. So why are you comparing
So
to us?
that's
Why
why
not? Why
hold
would
on
you
a
compare
second.
yourself to other women though?
Okay, so wait. Okay, so hold on a
basketball.
second. Based on your logic.
Be serious.
Based on your
Be
logic.
serious.
The men and the women aren't going to play against each other anyway. So why is the men worried about the women with their nails
Because
and
it makes
their
them
lashes?
uncomfortable.
Why are
It
you
makes
worried
them
about? You're not gonna play them.
Going back to
You're
what
not
you
gonna
said,
play them.
going back to
Are
what
you
said.
gonna play them? Y'all not gonna play them.
They get their ass
Maybe
whooped
in
trying
the
to play
pickup
them.
game, yeah.
In a pickup game, but that's not gonna happen. So
But-
why is it your concern?
But the
I'm
thing
surprised.
is,
Hold on.
hold
Go
on.
ahead.
I'd seen you get your ass buzzed by a 15-year-old in some slides, nigga. I don't
That
know
was
if you
never-
I always bring it.
I don't know.
Always bring
You
it
might
up.
get your ass
But
buzzed
then he
by somebody with some goddamn crackers on.
says what happened to the little kid after that.
I don't know.
I ain't gonna talk about it. But anyway.
We not.
You crossed up the little.
No, he bagged him
Nah,
down.
he
The kid
not.
crossed him up. Was on the edge of the
Oh, but
flip
you know
flop.
he was heated.
And that nigga was on the edge of his sneaker. He was over here, nigga. He was taxi. He called a
You ain't
cab
right for that shit.
on his
Anyway, he's a
own.
little kid. I ain't gonna worry about that. But I'm just saying, to allude to my point, when I was watching the game, like, and I was talking about, I was like, yo, if you look at all the WNBA players that were stars that came out, none of them really had makeup on,
Nah, they
hair done, nails done. They didn't. They went out, played their ball. Like, this whole girls got all this fucking makeup on. That they had the baby hair and shit, nails.
Look
Like,
at
they gonna
the
get
notice.
smacked.
A brand
They was
new
getting
day.
It's a brand new day that they
They
can.
was getting smacked, but they came back and actually won the game.
I ain't bitch, I'm about to lay my
So-
shit before I go there getting this
They changed that
game.
narrative.
But what
for me,
that
that
goes
one
to
game.
show is that I can play this sport and still look good doing it, or still look how I want to look doing it. Period.
I mean, I don't got nothing against it. I
Regardless
just wanted to know why they was doing it.
Because they can.
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you.
Because the ball hit your nail break, and all types of shit.
That's
a
what could
contact
happen.
sport. You know
It's a contact sport, but if they are successful, I mean, the same thing can happen. You might not have nails on, but you can play the same sport, and the ball can hit your finger wrong. You can break your finger.
By the way, wasn't there a guy on the basketball team wearing jewelry in the NBA? Didn't he have like a necklace or something on? Don't I see guys playing football wearing jewelry? I have seen.
Football, they do wear jewelry.
So,
Basketball,
like,
you can't wear jewelry.
But so why is that okay? Like, why was you wearing jewelry playing?
It's the play. It's
Why
different.
is you
Because football is different. Because football, they got on the
But
pass.
y'all can do, but you can do.
Yeah, leave it
It's
at the high time.
allowed.
Look at the high time. High time. Tap it.
Niggas,
Y'all have
when you
women
back
fucked up, and then y'all tried to slide
No, it's
that
not.
shit
It's
in
not
there.
back. It's back. Nah, goddamn
I just wanted to have
shit.
a conversation.
Nigga, shit. Now,
To me, that look
Y'all gonna
awkward.
stop that. Y'all gonna
No,
stop that.
it's not.
You like
no,
shout out to Mississippi State. No,
Yeah.
they all the girls look
Yeah,
good.
shout out to y'all in
I'm
Mississippi
good.
State. Y'all won looking fabulous.
It's like they came from
Shit
the
on
club
these niggas.
and went to the basketball
And there's
court.
nothing wrong with it because they still won. That's
And
what's
then
it's
up.
not. It is nothing wrong with it. I say this. I just say this and
Yeah,
leave
you
it
better
down.
backpedal, nigga.
I
What's
just
up?
no. I ain't backpedaling.
You said there was nothing wrong with it.
He
10
ain't
minutes
got no more
ago.
points when you hear that stop. Now, damn it, that mean the nigga ain't got nothing else to say. Go ahead.
But sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, I was saying, at the end of the day, as an athlete, I know if a motherfucker, I don't care, man, woman, or child. If you care too much about your aesthetics, I'ma bust your shit. I already know as an athlete, you're not as focused on your craft as I am. It was a nigga that got his ass whooped last night. In the MMA fight where it was one of the undercards, and I remember most of the guys we in the in the bruh we in this room, and most of them athletes, most of us play football, and the majority of the room right away. One guy, he had his little braids all done. It was in the designs and everything. It was real tight. And then the other dude, grizzly beard, no shade, patch of hair here, patch of hair here. You could already tell. Niggas was like, man, he gonna get his ass full. And what happened? The dude with the little braids, he got his ass balled the fuck up. Because you focusing on aesthetics and not your
Based on
craft.
Petty's logic, you can look good and do what you love to do.
You can, but you can't be focused
Did
on
those
it.
ladies win last night?
You can't
the
be
match?
focused on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
they
other
did.
girls had them too.
They didn't win. So
The other
moving on.
girls had them too.
Your point has not been made, sir. Moving on.
I'll bust y'all ass in basketball. You really
That's fine. We don't play, so it doesn't matter. Talk to Mississippi State, nigga. You talking to people that don't play.
I will
Talk
bust
to them.
one of their ass in basketball.
Say that shit.
I will block the shit out of your shot. Equal rights, goddammit.
You would get embarrassed. You would get
There'll be
fucking
another
embarrassed.
episode of Martin. Okay, moving on. Go
All
ahead,
right,
sis.
y'all.
Hot topics. The fuck?
Anyways,
This nigga is aggravating as hell.
moving on to some more pressing topics. This fucking coronavirus
Yeah,
shit.
You gotta do this. Shut your bitch ass up.
Let's talk about
You
it.
gotta hit that one.
Oh, do we have the buttons working and everything?
Yeah, you gotta let us
Okay, well.
let us out.
It's not the same. But
You're right. It's not the same. Yeah. But anyways, the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Now, when I first started talking about this, the toll was like at 427. Yesterday was at 756. Today it is 811.
Right. It just keeps
Dead.
going up.
Now, the thing about it is the day that this was released to the world, the so-called date, it's a mix-up. Nobody knows when this date, nobody knows when the first case was allegedly came out, because it allegedly came out to the world in January. But
Right.
they're saying in China that
It's
this
been
shit
going on for a while.
since December.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I just think the 811 deaths are like,
It's just a number thrown out there.
I think it is. I think it is unfortunate, especially when you got
know-
34,000 people infected with the shit.
Right, and then of course, the media is here to spark reactions and shit. So, trying to scare everyone. Now, I did see an article on Facebook today, though, that 4 people flew in from China that they're quarantining for the next 14 days before they allow them out in Charlotte.
They,
So
they
that,
cancel all flights from China.
Uh-huh.
They fly your ass back to Antarctica first.
Well,
I'm dead ass serious. They fly you into Antarctica.
Oh, that's where they keep you in their labs.
That's where
and
you
all
hold
that.
at. That's where your ass is getting held at. They ain't flying them niggas in the goddamn Charlotte Douglas and then having them in a room. They got them niggas. You fly in where they get you. You know, it's like federal. Somebody intercept you, whatever the case may be. You on this quarantine list and you follow the protocol. And you go to Antarctica. You got to stay there for a certain amount of time.
You are being you're supposed to be quarantined for like 14 days if you coming for China, like just automatically 14 days. But the funny thing about this shit for me is the fact that I know y'all heard about the doctor that first put the virus out there.
Right.
So in China, everything is pretty much monitored by the government. So they have like this thing called WeChat, and it's pretty much like our version of text messaging. So it's where the government is able to monitor your shit or whatever. So he was in there, and he pretty much said there's something like the SARS virus that's getting ready to come out and all of this.
Right.
And he was scared about it because he's talking to his doctor friends like, they got us treating these people, but who's protecting us?
Right.
Lo and behold, he dies.
Mm-hmm.
He dies. He just died yesterday. And it's like, it's just crazy to me because, like, I was watching videos on the city of Wuhan, and it's like that place was populated just like New York.
Right.
The streets are vacant. There's nobody there.
That's scary.
It's like a
Legend
vacant,
type shit.
right? It's
Not
like
even
any
that.
people, the
I'm
people
gonna
that
get to
are
that.
the people that are Americans that are trapped over there. They're
Right.
like, where are the people of Wuhan at?
Right.
Like, where are these people at? So
Woo!
shit goes
Got
deeper
you
in
all
there.
in check.
I don't know if y'all know this either. In Wuhan, they have a CDC that they just opened up, like a
Right.
Center of Disease Control that they just opened up not too long ago.
Hold on,
So
time
it's
out.
like,
Is that separate from that hospital they built in 3 days?
you know what? I did hear about that hospital. No, it's
they
not.
got quick.
Okay.
They did.
They Mexican boy.
Okay, they did. I heard about that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't hear about that.
But you know one thing
no,
about that?
I was just
Right.
gonna say the CDC is there. It's like, what if they fucking is releasing these is people that's fucking lab rats and they releasing them into the society little by
Right.
little.
That's what happened with HIV.
Where are the people at Wuhan? Where are these
Right.
motherfuckers at?
Do that thing sounds familiar though? Y'all, nothing don't sound familiar to y'all. Even the logo don't look familiar to
The
y'all.
logo
The
what?
logo what?
Of the hospital. What's the hospital?
No,
That they built in 3 days.
Look at that.
Let me see.
Where's that from?
Let me see.
Let me see. Let me see. Let
You
me see.
don't,
Let
you don't watch
me see.
movies?
Let me see. Let me see.
I do
I
watch
know.
movies, but I never seen that
I'ma
movie.
have
You never
to
seen
get
this?
up.
What that one is?
What's that, Outbreak or something?
You know where that from? Where's that
From
from?
it?
No, what's that from? No,
that's
Resident
it.
Evil?
Oh, I never saw
Never
that.
saw it. You gotta
Oh.
watch it. Yo, that shit is similarly eerie to the Resident Evil, like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
story plot.
Yep, the
whole
You
story.
watch Resident Evil?
Even the
Same shit.
even the body suits that they wearing now. The soldiers, they have these white body suits
Yo.
that have like the underneath is like some neoprene net type skin thing, but over the top they helmets, the shoulders, the midriff is all like a plastic body type thing. They look exactly like those Resident Evil soldiers.
Y'all gotta watch that movie.
So
Do
Resident
y'all-
Evil, what happens in the movie?
Like Resident Evil, they had this thing called like the T virus, right? So they was saying like the world's going to end. They were just showing a guy was giving a presentation saying this is what's going to happen. So somebody would say, well, how do you control it? What is your plan? He's like, well, we got the T virus. It's used to control the population, let this shit out, let everybody die. We gonna be underground. We come back up, new world. We start over.
But it's like
Yes.
have y'all heard of what is it, systemic programming or whatever? Where because it's like all that shit with the Simpsons.
Right, like all right.
It's like I think people in these high places put these little things in these
Out.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right.
They put it in your
Purpose.
face.
Put it in
You
your
know what I'm
face
saying?
because
But
it's like-
still, yeah.
It's
Like, oh, look at this
underlining,
shit.
but it's
Like,
in
come
your
on.
face.
It's the same fucking logo. That's the Resident Evil logo.
Oh, okay,
And that's
okay.
the logo for the building.
System.
I think when they house it,
Systemic programming. It's
Systemic
like
programming.
it's like people
It's crazy.
who are higher ups. You have what is the guy's
We're gonna
name?
come back to that.
crazy.
That director, I forget his name, but
Mhm.
people like that, they've been doing this for years. You
Yeah.
got to think about it. How did the person Mark Groen, who wrote The Simpsons, have the frame of mind to have Trump going down the escalator with a woman?
Right.
All
And the
these
same
years later,
shit
that
happening.
same thing is happening. It's like, come on.
Because I
don't know
always say,
what's
when you
going
do a
on.
movie, especially movies like that where
Y'all got
it shows a
shit crazy.
disaster or like an important time in a period in life or just in general, they got to get it from someplace. Where did they get it from?
Exactly.
You
It's
know,
not
sometimes
coming out
a
your
writer
ass.
thought about that. Nah, I don't know. So, especially this shit here with The Simpsons, it's just too eerie, just too similar. It's just, no, I don't believe that shit. And then when I saw this shit, I was like,
and by the way, the strand coronavirus has been out for a long time. This is just a fatal strand because if you look on like the back of Lysol, it actually says it protects against coronavirus.
Wow.
So it's like, it's a virus that's been out, but it's just like this particular strand is killing motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So ain't no telling what all they put into this strand.
Yeah, so sanitize your hands, yo.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
No more Chinese food.
No more Chinese food, yeah.
Now, see, and now that's another issue that happens with stuff like this. I saw a story on Facebook again where an Uber driver, he's a Chinese Uber driver, and he picked up someone and he told them, like, you know, thank you for not canceling because I haven't been able to make any money because everybody, once they see me, they keep canceling my trips.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Because he's Chinese. Now, and I think that's wrong, but I feel like, you know, with food we're ingesting, you got to think about where a lot of where they're getting their food from. A lot of these times they're importing their food and their packaging. You got to be careful of the things you're ordering, like spray that shit down with Lysol before you open it because it's coming from China. Am I good right here, Kim?
Because I can't,
I don't know.
Yeah, because you're not talking into the joint, I can't really.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Remember, this mic is, you got to talk directly into the mic like
All right,
this.
I'll hold the
There you
mic.
go.
I'm just trying to, you know, make sure we're camera ready and everything because we're on camera now. So, all right. So moving on.
Look, it's the Chinese lady right there. All right.
And I mean, we can't.
Right, we can't say every Chinese person.
But at the same time, y'all have to be careful. Have you been home lately? Like, have you been? Have you been to? They asked RJ when he went to the doctor. Have you been to China lately?
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta ask. You gotta know.
Right.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing is that what you said is true. I feel like what you said is true. I feel like it is a tool for population control. If you look at China, they have the largest population in the world. They already have certain measures within their culture that that minimize how many
kids
people you can have
and all that,
things
right?
like that. So that's very important. And if it gets to the point where people start to procreate, it's more they're lasting longer. I could see this.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact I did when we did the last show a couple weeks ago and I was doing some research on it there. What they use is called gutter oil. It's a big business in China, and it's called gutter oil. It's because they use the gutter oil because the profit margin is so high. It helps their economy, it supports their economy. And what they do is the gutter oil. They go to the manholes, and they have these big like shovels, but they look like big soup spoons, right? And they scoop the sewage out of the manholes, and then they get like some of the leftover stuff from the slaughterhouses as well, and then they have this this whole process where they heat it up and they filter it, and it's like this big, this factory, and they heat it up and they filter it and all that stuff like that, and it's cooking oil, and they serve that to, and it goes to restaurants. It doesn't even go to individuals. It goes to restaurants to use, and they buy it in bulk.
Oh, hell no.
That's why I say a lot of that stuff comes from over there.
Right, and then, but aside from the fact, what's really big in China as well is if you're somebody of elite status, or you have. Like in their culture is you eat street food, like the poor people or whatever, the middle class people, they all eat street food, right? And it's about it being fresh.
Yeah.
They don't. That's one thing about Chinese food a lot.
They had those wet markets and shit too.
Also, what's called warm meat restaurant. Warm meat restaurant is a restaurant where it's a high end. Whatever you order is very fresh. It's fresh to the point where the actual animal is out back, right? So if you order pork, or if you order beef, if you order whatever you order, the actual animal is out back, and they will slaughter the animal and get the cut. They have the samurais. I don't know what the fuck you call them at them places. They will cut the meat for you, and then they cook it right then and there. So rewind 2011, a movie came out called Contagion, and it was based on. It was about this white lady. It was based on like a plague similar to this, and a white lady who was traveling for business. She was trying to partner with the Asian company for electronics, and she flew over there, and then they took her out, and said, you know, this is what we want. This is, you know, as a part of partnership, you know, you kind of get wine and dine. So they took her to one of these warm meat places, paid for dinner, everything. Everybody ate. It's a normal thing when you getting courted by, executives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They take you out to eat and stuff to show you a good time. So a scene in the movie, it shows, this is at the end of the movie, they show this part. And the whole movie, you know, people turning zombie, people dying, all this shit like that. And then they show this at the end. Her at the dinner with the Asian
Right.
executives. And then they show, they get the camera pans out back. And then it's like, it's a bat up in the fucking, this bat's all up in the trees and stuff like that out there. You know, the trees, right? One pooped, and the camera follows the poop and it drops down into the pig slop. The pig, next 3 seconds, comes over, starts eating out of the pig slop. The next 2 seconds, you see a door open, slam open, with a guy with a big ass knife in his hand. And then the movie goes off. And so that just tells you how these things start.
And I think that's what in the corona, wasn't it from a bat?
Well, yeah, from the people eating these bat stew.
Bat stew,
over
Bat
there.
stew?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's how it happened.
So it was like a popular mukbanger a couple years ago, and she did a mukbang where she ate that. And you know, once you do it on mukbang, it becomes real popular.
Right.
It becomes real popular in restaurants.
Right.
So they're attributing a coronavirus it definitely came from an animal. It's an animal to human strand. So it's like, you got to be careful because you don't know what they eat over there. And that's what I was going to say. They have those warm markets over there, but they have, you think you're getting chicken, that's raccoon.
Right.
They have beavers back there. I saw all type of shit back there on that
Because people think what's a
video.
novelty to them, got to be a novelty to me. No.
I don't want
You eat that shit, I don't want that shit. Fuck that.
It's good. It's a delicacy.
I'm like, no.
It's good.
No.
All right.
Damn.
Corona bye. Corona bye. That shit's crazy.
Get away from me.
What we got next?
Alright, so moving on, y'all. Gail
You don't got
King.
something funny? No, I don't want to do Gail yet. I'm sorry. We got to keep Gail for last.
Well, I
Give me
mean,
something funny, please. If that's all you got, then that's fine.
No, we got
30 minutes in, and this shit been a little heavy on.
and that's why we gotta keep it going, and we gotta keep it heavy, and then we go light.
No, I need a light right now.
Well, that's good
Surround me
TV.
with some light, please.
Well, Petty, give us a joke or something, cause Gail King, you better drop a
Goddamn Gail
joke.
King, goddamn.
Knock, knock, what you got?
How about this? How about Gail King got the same strand of hair that Ashley got on right now.
Okay, that
Here we
That
go.
was not
it's
funny.
called Smokey the Bear,
was not funny. Well, that shit was
Malaysian,
not funny.
number 66.
You ready to go on? Was that a good chuckle for you, Shaw? Can we go on to Gail King?
Yes! I got one. You asked me, goddamn. Don't ask me, goddamn.
I won't.
All right.
Anyways, Gail King has been facing a lot of backlash, y'all. So if y'all, we're gonna wait for Shaw.
No, it was a good one. That was good.
That was a good one.
Yes,
But
I know.
don't
I know my shit
don't
legit
have-
when Shaw laugh. Like, you ain't funny
It ain't funny.
unless Shaw laugh.
It ain't funny when the joke on me.
I'm not even
That's
joking.
the thing about it.
Bitch, you know I love you, man.
Anyway, are you done, bitch?
I'm done with it.
All right. Anyway, so Gail King and her hair has been facing a lot of backlash like myself, from the devil.
Right. What she did.
Shit.
So she did an interview with Lisa Leslie. Shout out to the WNBA.
Yeah, shout out to them.
A very girly WNBA player, might I add. I love her.
But moving on.
Yeah. So she did an interview with WNBA player legend Lisa Leslie, and she shared some of her opinion, I think, on the topic of Kobe Bryant. So I'll just play this clip.
About the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. And
That's her response.
This.
I know that if
Oh yeah, sorry guys. I wanted to play the actual Lisa Leslie interview. My bad. I would ask you to give us another joke, but you done.
Oh, I mean, you need another. I got a couple more.
No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. So,
Nope.
yeah. Hold on, let me try to pull this up. Sorry.
I mean, because you
say.
never want dead air on the mic. You know what I'm
Fuck you,
saying?
Dave.
So sometimes, you just gotta say stuff to just connect the dots. Goddamn.
Okay.
So
I can't find the clip. I must have deleted it, and I'm sorry. But pretty much the interview Gayle King asked Lisa Leslie about the allegations that Kobe faced. You know, the sexual allegation. I think it was like in 99 or 2000, 2003.
Long time ago.
2003. And I think the problem that came in, I think, was her rebuttal. Because Lisa Leslie gave her answer. She said, you know, I think, you know, it happened or whatever. She was like, that's my friend, and I feel like I don't see him in that light. I don't see him being aggressive like that. And then I think where Gayle King went wrong is she said, but you're his friend, so you wouldn't really see that.
That's what got me.
And I think that's what got people in an uproar. And I think that's what hindered this apology that she gave. Now, because I don't know if y'all saw what Snoop said.
I think everybody saw what Snoop said.
Snoop gonna catch a case. He needs to like settle down a little bit.
I was with him at first, but when he had to call her a dog,
Can I call her? Can I do it?
Can I do it?
Can I do it? Hey, you dog face ass bitch. I'm telling you straight up. Hey, you better check yourself before we come for you.
I was like, so we threatening Gayle King?
Graze on him.
Goddamn.
Goddamn. Goatee, nigga.
That was coming from passion, you know. Cole, he was
Passion, hell,
He
goddamn.
was upset.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
I came
like,
from upset.
He was upset.
We'll play the clip
But you're
first.
too
before
old to be
we
goddamn
give our
clip?
opinions. Yeah, she got
Oh, okay.
not of the interview, but of Gayle King's apology.
I think it's an age range in which. I want to say this. I think it's an age range in which you should stop threatening people. Like if you over 50 and somebody else over 50, stop goddamn threatening
right.
motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Talk about it.
Y'all strong. So Gayle King obviously heard that shit and she was like, okay, you niggas now.
In the comments about the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. And I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry what happened here and how I'm feeling about it. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview, talked about many things, his career.
I'm gonna remember that shit, yeah.
And at the end when she said it's time to leave it alone, as I said, I thought that was powerful. And I insisted that part be in the interview because I thought that it put a nice button on that part of the conversation.
So I'm with
Kobe.
you know, her apologizing and everything.
Do you accept the
but,
apology? Adam?
I don't think it's for me to accept or not, because I don't think I was really mad at her to the point where I felt like she was doing her
So
job.
did you feel like it was inappropriate?
I definitely feel like it was inappropriate. Her is a person that has done several interviews on that stature. I think it was definitely inappropriate. But I also think that journalists do it every day. So I just feel like for people to vilify her the way that they're
So
doing
give her a pass
it,
because
it's
everybody
like,
else does it.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Everybody else does it, and I think they put a lot of pressure on Oprah and Gayle too, because they are doing a lot of fuck shit with, you know, in doing all these interviews, but they refuse to interview Harvey Weinstein or talk about his case because they're friends with them. So I think people feel like, you know, y'all are pretty much canceled. I did want to play Oprah's clip because y'all had her crying. She was
just how she's doing, and
she is not doing well. May I say she is not? She is not doing well because she has now death threats and has to now travel with security, and she's feeling very much attacked. You know, Bill Cosby is texting from is tweeting from jail, and she's not doing well and feels.
So
Okay. How you feel about that? How you feel about the interview, like in the question, Sean?
The question itself, I understand that she's a journalist. I understand other journalists have done it or what have you, but it's a different responsibility that she has as a black woman. I mean, that's all the uproar is from us because it's a black woman, and that's speaking against a black man who was acquitted, and wasn't really acquitted because he didn't do it. You know, he apologized. You know, they never went to trial. The girl didn't want to testify or whatever. So Gayle was wrong. Snoop was also wrong too, though. You know, Snoop. And I hope everybody can agree with that as well. You know,
Do you see a link of how Oprah stopped, like pulled out of that documentary with Russell Simmons?
Mm-hmm.
Why Gail going so hard against this guy? Like, do you think like her friend was like, you know, she saw her friend be portrayed in the media as scared off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And scared off by a black male. And do you think CBS or do you think Gail had something to do with it and wanted to, okay, we're going to stand up, we're going to face what black males do, we're going to talk about what was done wrong in the public eye, and we're not going to be afraid to address what a black male did. Do you think that has something to do with it?
I did not put those two together.
Oh, okay.
I did not. I didn't think that was necessarily a link.
I don't know.
I didn't think that it was necessarily linked. I think that it's more so, I think the question itself and even how she had her rebuttal to it is more so a reflection of even Oprah standing up for her friend. I think it's more so a reflection of them as black women who don't really stand for black men. Is what I think. That's just the root of it. That's what it came to. You know, they're now in a different financial place in their life. They got all this money and all that. They got all these white friends.
Yeah.
So they not, you know, people always bring up how Oprah and Gail possibly do all this charity work and all that. I don't think that speaks though to your love for your people for real. Like, it's great that you could have given to all of these schools and helped black boys do da. But that's all money that you get back to. It's charitable.
Tax
so you're gonna get the money back. You know what I'm saying? But what do you love black people outside of just that? And I think that when you see situations like this, it shows no, you don't.
Yeah.
Period.
I think it was a ploy to exploit somehow, to find a kinship or relevance through Lisa Leslie and exploit us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, Lisa. Now, that's
But
the
Lisa
great thing
handled
about
that shit
she.
great.
She
Yes.
handled it
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
She definitely did not bite the bait that was put in her face,
Right.
Yes.
and that was the wrong person to try it
To
with
get
anyway.
upset.
So you're
Because somebody
dumb as
else
hell.
would have got upset.
She probably did get upset, but her professionalism
They
didn't
would
allow her
have
to
been
show it.
triggered and
Right.
it would have
Didn't allow her
showed.
to
If you
show
look
Right.
at it, the
She was
only
upset.
thing Kobe was guilty for in that thing was adultery. That's it. That was the
Right.
only thing.
That's it.
That was it. Because it wasn't rape. It was consensual. He just cheated on his wife. It was adultery. But they're not talking about that. They say rape. He wasn't committing.
And it's so sad, you know, I think when we think deeper, when we go deeper down into it, again, as a black woman, interviewing another black woman about a black man, and you know the history that black men have in this country
Right.
of being accused and killed and all of that for messing with white women in false situations, like, I don't even, that's you could tell the love is not there.
Right,
You don't,
it's
it's
not.
not. That's
Right.
all it comes down to
She's
at the
trying
end of
to
the day.
at that point like explore any possibility of what it being right. She did that in one particular careful little phrase. She like tried to vilify him and explore any possibility. It's kind of like, you know, when you get interviewed by somebody, maybe somebody Caucasian or whatever like that, and you maybe give them, you know, your explanation, and then they kind of minimize your explanation by saying something
Pulling
else,
something totally
by taking credibility from
Right.
you. And she tried to take credibility from her by
Right.
saying, "But that's your friend."
Right.
You would
Exactly.
you would say that, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
And I said, "Ooh,
That's fucked up.
That's like
That was fucked
you
up.
ever been to court? You go to court and then white boy, you get them an explanation, and they say, but the general population is responsible for this. So, you know, like that mean whatever you just said,
Don't even fucking
that don't
matter.
even fucking mean
Exactly.
nothing. And you're
Right.
telling whoever's listening that what you just said didn't
Doesn't
even
mean anything because that's his friend.
Yes,
You see what I'm saying? So it was
that
just-
part for me is what got under my skin.
It was
right there.
very
And I feel like Lisa, if it had been a different woman, would have handled that differently, and that interview could have went real left.
way left.
They could have.
Way left. It could have been
Real
exactly
left.
how Snoop responded to her a
It
couple
could
of
have
days.
been.
It could have been
It could have
that.
She was
been.
trying to get I don't know, man. I think she was
think
trying
she
to
trying to
start
have a moment?
momentum. Yeah, I think she was trying to start momentum, have her moment, and start momentum
I don't
to
know.
have something go into the Oprah series. Because you know, Oprah is like the new Lifetime. You know, what I'm
Right,
saying?
the own network is, but I don't think that it was. Because from what Gail said, she didn't even know that they were going to just pull that one part from the interview and make that into a clip. Is what she said. She said the interview was way broader than that. All that. I believe that because the interview was an hour or something. You know, they couldn't have talked about that the whole time.
But you know they're gonna pull that because
But
of
she
what
said
the
that
situation is right now with Kobe.
But she said that she didn't know that, and
Well-
I do believe because how I'm looking at it as this is just a black woman that's just she didn't see the issue with that question until she got the backlash. So she wouldn't have thought that would have been a clip. She didn't see nothing wrong with it. You see what I'm saying?
I think if you, as on that level of journalism, you prepare, on that level of journalism, you know your voice, you know the power of your voice, you know the company and the network behind your voice, which is CBS, which is the largest, network. As a matter of fact, it's the reason why Fox
and all that
and other
exists,
places
right.
had this, because somebody we wanted something different. We wanted options.
Right.
It was a monopoly. So I think when you're on that level, you understand the gravity of the power of your voice, and you prepare your questions to uncover things that you want your audience to know or audience to think about.
That's true.
And so I just don't think by happenstance you put that set of questions in there. And regardless, I don't think it was by happenstance that set of questions was like, all this stuff is okay, everything's okay. Oh, and they just picked that part out to vilify me. No. It was, you put that part in there to have some compelling content to ask who you were interviewing.
Yeah, because
you decided
the shit is heightened right now.
But not only that, if she had, you almost don't even need to listen to the whole interview to know what you said is still wrong.
Yes.
If you just take the sound bite of the whole hour interview, it's a sound bite.
And let me just say this, and I'm done. Hold on, because with stories, right? If you look at and see people's asking, well, why they don't say nothing about Weinstein? Because Weinstein's not a story that people really want to fucking hear.
We don't want to watch that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not watching
People,
no
nigga, R. Kelly
Weinstein.
said, R. Kelly shit. Everybody talk about that.
Right.
You have the Weinstein, nobody really talk about that. So our community, black, that's what sells. That's what people want to hear, and that's why that clip came out and look, she was in an uproar. That's it. Because with Weinstein, I don't hear about that shit. Me personally, I'm like, but then her so about that with Kobe. I mean, what you got to say about Kobe? You know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's what
Black people are entertaining.
Yeah, that's
Bottom line, they are fucking entertaining.
Just like how these people companies make all this money off of us, they put these stories out, and black people gonna watch it.
And people will, and she will put out,
like the
Lifetime
movie.
has the Surviving Weinstein getting ready to come out. That shit's not gonna
That
get
shit gonna be
as many
nothing.
ratings as
Ain't nobody gonna
R.
watch that
Kelly. I
shit.
bet you a lot of people don't even know the shit's
I bet you
coming
black
out.
people watch it though.
So that just-
some black, but they ain't
I'm
gonna
gonna have my TV on to get the rating.
So from what you're saying, it just
I
sounds
ain't
like
watching that
coonery. It sounds like she tried to, another form or a more elaborate and
Absolutely.
intricate form of black exploitation.
That's
That has been going on for years.
I think that's what the
years.
big problem was. It was like you're contributing to the very thing we all supposed to be fighting against, bitch. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. No,
At
that's
the
a
end of
fact.
the
I
day,
see
it's about the
that.
dollar.
What about the fact that you could have explored so many other things you could have explored? How about the very precious 13-year-old life full of talent and
Right.
legacy that he left behind?
Right.
Why not address that little girl and what she came and evolved to be? Because we watched her
Could've
grow
been,
up.
right.
It could have been. And if she, Lisa Leslie, and Kobe were that close of friends, that Lisa Leslie had a relationship with that girl. Why didn't that get explored in the interview at all?
I will say, I don't know if I watched the whole interview or not, because you said it was an hour.
I thought so.
The one I saw
Wasn't
was only like,
I think so.
it was only like
20
10
minutes,
10
maybe?
minutes.
No,
It
I
was
think it
really
was a
short.
whole
So I had the,
special.
the one I did see, she did talk about Gigi, because she did want to play for the WNBA. And she was actually,
She
She
would
don't
have.
play for UConn.
She would
yeah,
have.
she actually said that she was she committed, I guess, to UConn, so.
At 13.
At 13, so
She
she
would
had
have
a whole
played.
life ahead of her. And Gayle King could have definitely went down that road instead of the
It's
wrong
fucked
road, Gayle. That was the
Right.
wrong
And
road.
so now
You
here
could've
we come with the
Yeah.
crocodile tears and apologies and all that, and it's like
And-
at some point you have to realize you have to change your rhetoric and just how you conduct. It depends on who you conduct the interview with. I understand people saying, "Oh, everybody's been doing it and all that," but it's a different standard
Yes.
that we as people
Yes.
are going to
Have
hold
to have.
our own.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what white person y'all do that. I know that y'all do that.
Right.
But I'm expect my sister, my auntie, really? Come on,
Right.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
she don't
That's
want us
what's
calling
fucked
her
up.
auntie.
And
And that's and you remember that shit pissed me off as well. That shit
Well, now
pissed me
y'all
off
don't
as
call
well.
her auntie.
No, that ain't happening no more.
But no,
She
I
over
do
there
feel
with,
I do feel you. We do have to hold ourselves to a much higher standard. And fuck that. I'm a person who fucking buys into this shit. You know what I'm saying? I watch your shit. If I'm not fucking with you, I'm not contributing to your livelihood. Point blank. Period. I'm not canceling cancel culture because
Yeah, cancel culture is important.
it is important because you have to hold these people to a higher standard.
Right.
You can't let them know either you're with us or
Or you're
against
not.
us.
Period.
Period.
Yeah, she can go right the fuck over there on that bus with Stacey Dash and all the rest of the motherfuckers that be goddamn turning their back on.
Yeah, I don't see how Gail could recover from the black community for this, but she got the white folks.
And she was using those, and you know she got them behind her because she got it. The way she answered, the way she came back with that little response video. I am mortified. I am angry. I am embarrassed. My life has been threatened. That was taken out of context.
Absolutely.
The CEO was something on some racial shit.
Yeah, it sound like a list of white, carefully crafted sentences put together. They said, "Gail, say this shit."
And that shit will work,
We
Gail.
have a template for you in times
that shit'll
of
work, Gail.
social
Do that.
media wrath.
They got like a little box.
Nigga,
right. Hit that red box.
It's like a little card catalog at the library.
If you think they ain't got some motherfucking exit strategies and fail-safe strategies already, what they call them, damage control, they have specific people in that industry because the stakes are too high. It doesn't get any bigger than like national media.
They've been here before.
Yes,
Gail, give it a few weeks, the niggas will get over it.
Not for Gail.
And fuck that meme that people put out, her holding the Popeye. So I'm sorry, y'all.
I didn't see that. I did see that too. But it's saying like she trying to run back to our community with Popeyes because you know niggas love Popeyes.
Yeah. She gonna have to pull up with the truck and just drop them in the hood.
You gotta do better, man.
Like,
she
gotta do some Nino Brown type shit to get the hood back.
It's not right. I don't think it's a problem that it don't take much to please us. I don't think what's wrong with that.
Because that's when we settle for scraps and you have motherfuckers out here doing anything
that would satisfy you?
No, not me. I'm just saying.
Right. And you got motherfuckers actually doing things for damn likes, girl. Instead of cash, I'll take 1,000 likes.
That's just
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Because the likes turn into money.
It's hit or miss now.
Yeah, now
it's hit or miss.
Too many people is saturated.
Guess
now,
what?
but
I ain't seen what's the slim trim? What's the shake them bitches used to do?
Oh yeah,
I ain't seen one of them ads in a hot minute.
Flat
tummy tea. Advertising getting slim bitches. What's your next move?
Facts. That's true.
Wrong
road.
Shit, man.
So last week we had the show last week, but the Super Bowl shenanigans went on after the fucking show.
What happened?
Y'all, it was all type of drama going on in Miami. I'm just glad none of you were there because y'all might ended up in jail. Oh my gosh, y'all didn't hear about the drama. First of all, Gervonta.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, Gervonta.
That was horrible.
That was
What did she do?
Well, first of all, it ain't about what she did. She did fucking nothing but mind her own business. She was there, and the dude. Let me ask y'all this. I asked the guy. So she was at the event, Floyd Mayweather event, by the way.
It was a Floyd Mayweather event.
Yeah, with another guy. She was on a date, and so Gervonta comes walking in there with his security or whatever, and snatches your date up by her neck.
That nigga was
Gervonta. So
that nigga was
I got a text message. What my boy texting me about? Oh, the wings was at the table.
Was out.
He was not paying. No, he was not trying to have no smoke with Gervonta.
That shit was funny.
So I want to ask y'all if y'all was on a date and Gervonta Davis, what is he? World champion of the world? He got the
He my height though, but
he do got. He is about short. He might be shorter than you. Got them hands, Davis. Gervonta got them hands, Davis. Come in and snatches up your date by her neck. Are y'all saying, whoa, brother, what's going on? Don't be grabbing my date by her neck, or y'all just sitting there. My wings.
Because that's what that nigga did. Hey, that shit funny when you see it on tape.
I seen him slide out.
He did.
I seen him
But
slide
it's
out.
fucked up though.
You gotta look at certain situations and you gotta assess the situation, right? It depends on how long you been with the girl, or I mean, it's a lot of things that takes into account.
That's why I said
Gervonta Davis is a professional boxer. If you're a dude that can't fight at all, then yeah, you need to chill because you.
If he put his hands on it, is that a lawsuit or not? Because them hands is licensed.
First of all, second of all,
he can't really
hit me.
Second of all,
I'm getting real tough.
Second of all, it doesn't matter if he's a professional fighter or whatever. None of that. It's just about the sense of community. It's just about seeing a woman in trouble.
Right.
And I mean, you worrying about getting beat up. It's going to be more honorable that you stood up for her.
Right, yeah.
So get your ass beat. Who cares?
And then I got a question for you,
Okay.
But
Oh, he was. If you gonna ask me, he wasn't getting no pussy. Don't call me no more. None of that is over.
Bitch, you calling them the next day?
Hell fucking no, because you dipped out on me. No,
I would block on every fucking thing.
Now, I didn't know that whole story. I didn't know that she was on a date with somebody.
I didn't know that she was on. I saw when the nigga got up. So I said that.
They probably met up at the Floyd Mayweather event. It probably wasn't a legit date, but nigga, I'm with you. If I'm with you, we together. I don't care who I'm with. If I get into some drama, who I'm with, we in some fucking drama because I am out there with you.
Right.
You don't get home, we don't get home. Like, you know what I mean? It's a certain responsibility.
I mean, a man's natural reaction is to.
And I'm not necessarily, I'm sorry, I'm not saying necessarily, he was done. I'm not saying necessarily fight her or fight him, but you can't say, well, brother, that's my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
good.
You can't
because I ran into a
nothing.
situation like that before. I was dating this girl way back when. She had some big ass titties and shit like that.
So what do that have to do with
I'm just saying because that's something guys is,
the story. Okay.
No, you know, because guys is physically attracted to big butts, titties and shit like that. Right? You know, if you
uncomfortable on a date.
Right. So I'm walking down the street with her, and dude was like, damn, titty. So I'm like, yo, so I almost got into a fight. I didn't know the dude fucked. I'm just my natural instinct, like, yo, what the fuck, disrespectful, da. So as a man, your natural instinct, regardless of the fact if you don't know what this other dude could do or not, you want to stand up for this good woman. So in that case, maybe he just on the low wasn't really fucking with her like that. It was like, you know what? Is it worth me trying to fight this girl?
All right, hold on. You talk. We're gonna go around just like this. Hold on. So at the end of the day, what I said was, I don't know what, like, I was like, what she do? What I meant by that was, what was the circumstances? What makes people act like that? What makes him go in there and grab her? What makes her go out with him, grabbing it and not really fight too much? What makes the nigga slide off like that, like he did? And it's easy for us to just sit here in third person and say, look at the shit that happened. Well, what makes people really, because they real people. Like they were like a nigga, like you said, there's an innate response as a man to a woman in need, and a damsel in distress, a trouble. It is a natural response. We all come from women. So at the end of the day, if there's circumstances, what if the circumstances were, and you might not care, it might be just okay. Whatever the circumstances were, it's just wrong. But some people would argue that if certain circumstances exist, you can understand why that mindset might be. What if he just gave her, a lot of money in child support or something? Or what if she just asked him for a certain amount of money because of certain circumstances? I'm gonna get to it if you let me finish. So
it takes you a while to get okay. Like the fuck.
I just asked the question. So at the end of the day, we're gonna get it together for the ADHD folk. Like at the end of the day, the circumstances that surround it is what I said. The circumstances that surround it. What if that was the nigga that she was trying to slide out with, and that wasn't a part of the agreement? Like, what if you do things outside of your relationship that are not a part of the agreent? Shit like that happens to you.
No, that has absolutely nothing.
Niggas have gotten killed over. Women have gotten killed for sliding out, like on that. People have gotten.
So you're justifying.
No, I'm not justifying. I'm saying, what if the circumstances? We talking about the situation. What if the circumstances call for him to act like that? What if she did some dirty shit?
So there are circumstances that warrant a man grabbing a woman and pulling her out of a place. Is
out
what
of a
you're
situation.
saying.
Yes.
Oh. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna just say this.
Don't fuck with him.
Yeah, don't fuck with me.
Period.
Yeah,
If he's
don't fuck
doing
with me.
that,
Most of the bitches that listen to this show been yacked up before.
I've never, and I never will. So never will, and never have I ever.
But if he's doing that to her in a public for him, imagine what the fuck is going on at home. Because you have to think about
it. It's not that.
Well, we have to think about it like this as well, Penny. His ass.
I mean, so many different scenarios why she could get yoked up. Why we can't talk about what can happen at home?
You're right, but you can't.
Javonte's currently in jail.
No, he got out.
He got out, but he went to jail.
Oh, right.
He went to jail for one thing. What he did was fucking illegal.
Right.
And they had so much back and forth in the past that she probably didn't want to press no charges to where now they got some shit on tape. So it's a reason why you have to hold your cool in public, regardless of what. Keep that shit at home. If you want to yoke a girl up at home, by all means, if the bitch stay with you afterwards, yoke her ass up.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, don't do the shit publicly when you're a public figure.
Because
now his ass has a whole. He has a whole mugshot. He has a whole mugshot out there. He got
and you know what's
locked up.
crazy?
You got
He used to mess with that girl Kylie. Like I was like, yo, that's gonna be a bad relationship. Cause I was like, he gonna run up fucking her up or he going to jail. Cause she like to hit her like y'all ever watch their videos?
Ari. Her name Ari.
Oh yeah.
She was always
She was
hitting and
fighting
shit.
Money Bag. That was my next
right.
I didn't think that shit. I was like, yo, please. I was praying for that girl, like, please don't turn the TV, see this nigga Javante beat the shit out of her. Because the way she was going, I was like, so you know, as a dude that has his hands as a weapon.
Right.
So like you were saying, public perception. You gotta chill out.
Be careful.
You gotta be careful, dog.
That has to be
Shit
the
like that.
incentive.
But going back to the damsel in distress shit and all that. So one time, right uptown in the music factory, right? It was a guy that I just met. It was my homegirl's friend, and we were all together out or whatever. And you know, he called himself trying to holler at me or whatever. But while we were walking to the car, another dude said something like about me or like, you know, oh, you look something. So he was like, yo, what you say? And the dude said it again. And he was like, he said something along like, watch your mouth, da-da-da. So the dude was like, oh, if you don't want nobody looking at your girl, you need to put a sign on her, some shit. And he straight punched the nigga in his mouth, beat his ass in the music factory.
This
He got some pussy that
I was gonna say, try to give him a little leg.
He got some pussy.
He deserves it. Good for him.
And it was a
And
bomb.
I think it's a natural instinct.
It was.
Guys that protect and want and that's their
shit
natural
sexy as hell.
instinct to do, like, good for him.
That shit is sexy.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
You still mess with him or no?
Nah, I don't mess with it. He's trash.
And prayers up.
But it was good for the
It was
night.
good for the night though.
Good for
and
him.
a couple times after.
Good for him, and prayers up to the niggas who lost their lives doing that shit.
I mean,
Prayers
yeah.
up to him, and we
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yeah, that's all they
And
get.
then, yeah,
That's a
I
damn
mean,
shame.
We as
Shit,
the black women do.
that's all
It's
the
nice to
fucking
have.
time.
It's nice to have black men defending black women.
Nigga, that's always been the case.
That is such a
And
lie.
shout out to
Antoine.
Antoine
That's
because you remember
always
they saved
been
us
the
from
case.
the Ku Klux
That has
Klan.
always been the case.
That is such a lie.
That's always been the case.
That's such a lie.
Only
Is that
only a few
Black
only a
men-
few instances you can point out and it's not the case.
All right, let's get back to it.
Are you
Let me know how
serious?
time it is.
Yeah.
Black men are there for black women. Is what you're
Who
saying.
the fuck else is?
Black women.
Black
Who the
women,
fuck
black
else?
women.
Who, what other
Black women.
what other set of men? What other set of
Black
men
women.
can y'all count on?
Black women are
Fuck
black
outta
men,
here.
so
That could be
we
for
got
next
it.
show. We gonna.
That's-
Matter of fact, we need to.
That's
show
why.
over.
That's why little black men. That's why little black boys. That mindset right there is why little black boys are gay and why they can't. Why relationships
Oh
ain't
my
working
God.
out.
Here we go.
Y'all are fucking hermaphrodites of the universe. Come on.
Well, that wraps up Hot Topics, y'all. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on IG. It's your girl Ash B, and I'm out because this shit ain't nobody got time for it.
Cheers, NoAdvisory Podcast. We are back. That was our Artist of the Week. Artist, you want to be our Artist of the Week, just email us at noadvisorypromo@gmail.com. That is noadvisorypromo@gmail.com. So, this is the month of February. We are in Black History Month. So, what we're going to do here at No Advisory each week that we record, we're going to highlight a particular black person that invented something that we use every single day. You know, because a lot of people don't really know a lot of these household things that we use are invented by a black man or woman. So, what we got? We're going to pick one and let's make which one we got? Who we got? I mean, there's a lot.
We can do Lewis Latimer.
Lewis Latimer.
He was born in Chelsea, Massachusetts on September 4th, 1848.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
He collaborated with Thomas Edison, who gets the credit for inventing the light bulb. But he could not have done it without Lewis Latimer. One of his greatest inventions was the carbon filament, which is the little thing, the little circular thing that's inside of the light bulb.
Inside the light bulb, gives it
He
the
invented
light.
that. So, exactly. So that's something that we all use on a daily basis. And he also worked with Alexander Graham Bell. What did Alexander Graham Bell do? Y'all should know this.
That
Come
was
on,
the,
history.
Damn, was that the plane? No, that's damn.
Alexander Graham Bell. We were just talking about Bell.
South.
Oh,
Okay,
Phones.
exactly.
Phones.
Look
Okay.
how you guys did that. I like how you did that. Anyway, he helped him draft the design for the telephone.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So shout out to Lewis Latimer. He died in 1928.
Shout out to
You
Lewis
niggas would
Latimer.
have no phones.
So,
And no light.
say what?
No phones or light.
No phones are light.
And we use both of those daily.
That's a good one because you know everybody think Thomas Edison invented a light bulb,
But he couldn't have
but
done
he
it
could have done
without.
it without Mr. Latimer.
Exactly.
So we had a hand
probably didn't
in
get
all
no
these
light
light
bulbs.
bulbs.
Yeah, I like that one. And then we're gonna do a male and a female, if that's cool.
Okay.
Because I like this one, dog. This is something that a lot of people don't know, and a lot of women need. So the forgotten black woman inventor who revolutionized menstrual pads. What? Say what now? Okay. Are you guys undermining our process? Okay. Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner was self-taught inventor who created the sanitary belt. Menstrual pads. She created those menstrual pads. This was something that that was needed way back in the early 19th century. It was recent. Evidently. You don't even know how far this shit goes back. You know what I'm saying? This is like she was born 1912. She was born 1912 and died in 2006. She had trouble sleeping when she was growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina. So how about that? We in Charlotte, North Carolina. We didn't even know she invented the menstrual pads out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Her mother would leave for work in the morning through the squeaky door at the back of their house, and she said one day, "Mom, don't you think someone could invent a self-oiling door hinge?" And she was only 6 at the time. So even at that point, she had the mind of creation and the mind to solve problems. And that's all these inventions are. They solve problems.
Before it was 2 of them. They were sisters. You said 1, right?
Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner.
Is Mary and her sister Mildred.
Mildred. Okay, what did Mildred?
They invented the sanitary belt, right?
Yep. She only, I don't know why, for whatever reason, they give her most of the credit for it, I think.
It looks like here that they said Mary invented the moisture resistant pocket for the belt, so I'm thinking her sister invented everything else.
Oh,
but that's the main important part, right? The moisture resistant pocket.
Yeah,
right?
You gotta keep that moisture out.
Yeah, that's the
You
main
gotta, for real.
Yeah, and that's big. Like to be back then, 1912. Okay, so let's say 20 years later, 1932, right? Yeah, am I right?
You said what now? I'm
1912. She was born 1912. So 20 years later, she's
1932.
1932. So in 1932. So you got to think about the climate in that point in time. How hard it was for women to do something like this or get credit for it. As the article says, women were barred from the corridors of most scientific establishments and academic institutions for centuries, but then carried on regardless. She transformed her bedroom into a laboratory, turned coat hangers into scientific equipment, and in the case of Kenner, saved and scrimped for their pennies for their own patients. That's some dope shit. Like you talk about being committed to your motherfucking purpose. That's a trail.
She was committed to a motherfucking invention.
She served 5 people. Now only 5 people before only 5 people. She was only able to get 5 people to use the sanitary belt, the sanitation belt, before she died. But I feel like that deserves a major kudos as far as Black history, as far as women's Black history, and Charlotte.
Now I wonder who took that invention and revamped it.
Yeah, I wonder who took that and made money off that shit.
Whoever created Always.
I swear that's the first one I just thought.
What you said?
Always as.
With wings. She's got a whole belt on. Where I can just imagine like with tan pads just loaded up on the side like ammunition on a gun belt. Just like, bitch, I'm ready, bitch, I'm bleeding. It's that time, I'm on deck.
That was 2 Black history people that we talked about.
Yeah, male and female.
And stuff we're gonna go through every week. We're gonna pick 2. What we gonna do, male and female every week?
Yeah, we're gonna do male.
Alright, male and female every week. So it's Black History Month, even though it is the shortest month of the year, but hey.
Well, it's leap year this year, so we have 29 days. Black History.
Look at you! Oh shit! Look at you! You been hanging around some white folks.
Then the groundhog, did he see a shadow?
No, he did not.
So spring comes early.
Spring comes early. Spring has been here. We have not even had winter yet.
Yeah, we have
for real.
A few little flurries.
And fuck that snow yesterday. They tried.
Yeah, that shit was like.
But y'all, it's your boy C.O. McClain.
Girl, shout bugs.
Girl, Ashby.
Me and the boy next door to do from school to jerk. Hey, work, Patty!
NoAdvisory motherfuckers.
Bang.
Bang.